Welcome back to my channel. So today I decided to do a flip through of my most recent completed album. I think there's only maybe 2 pages in here that aren't yet complete, but I need to reprint some photos and you'll see those when we get there. So I thought I would go ahead and do a flip through of our Disney trip from Halloween of 2016, I believe. This is just a random photo that came with this album. I've had this album for many years and decided to go ahead and just put my photos in here. I usually don't like the post-bound albums. You can see it is pretty chunky. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So, I also used several different collections. This particular one right here is the Say Cheese Halloween line. That's where this polka dot paper, this piece here, the cutouts, and then I think that's it for the Say Cheese line. This was really fun layout to do. I used up some things that I've had in my stash for a really long time, such as these little gems here. This piece, this little pumpkin piece, is actually the branding strip on one of the papers. And then what I tend to be doing a lot lately is cutting down a 12 by 12 by like 1/4 of an inch or so, just to back it onto like a solid black or white to give it like that border around it. And I really like how that turned out. So this was, I don't know if I'm going to keep these in this order, but this is just kind of how they ended up in here. So I don't know if this is going to be my cover page or not. So we'll see how it ends up in the end. Next we have, this is a, what is this called? It's like a cut file. So like all the black parts with the pirate guy, and then you just put your photos in it. And then I had this paper that was a sunset that I thought fit really well. My mom, I believe, bought the cutout piece at a scrapbooking convention maybe 5 years ago, and it's just kind of sat in my stash forever. No one ever used it. So I thought finally I'd go ahead and put it here. These 2 photos are from Pirates of the Caribbean gift shop, and then obviously Outside of Pirates, and this photo is actually from the Indiana Jones queue. And then over here I have some more piratey goodness. This is a paper from a recent paper stack that was on the Hot Buys. I think it was like a astrology collection. I don't remember the name of it. Most of this is stuff that I've had in my stash forever, mixed with maybe a couple new things, but it's hard to remember what exactly came from what. So hopefully you guys can at least get some inspiration of how to do your Disney 12 by 12 scrapbook pages by looking through my album with me. These are probably my favorite thickers. They are just plain black foam. I like how skinny they are compared to some of the fatter ones. And then I just have some accents of gold. These I believe are from a Maggie Holmes sticker sheet that's like gold foiled completely all the way down. And then these little enamel pieces here are from a Heidi Swap. I don't remember what it was, but it was like it came with different tags and stuff, and I didn't want the tags, so I just kept the little stickers. Anyways, that's how that layout turned out. I really like how it turned out, even though this background piece is actually supposed to be, I believe, like a astrology symbols and stuff, but I thought it fit really well because it kind of looks like piratey map-like, so I went ahead and used that one. This one here is probably one of my favorite ever Disney layouts that I've done. It is a double page layout featuring the Jungle Cruise. This paper here I had in my stash forever, and then I just stacked 3 4x6 photos here and then put different like scraps. to back it and just add different texture and layers on the sides. So like some of them overlap the photos, some of them go under the photos, just to give that unique texture. And then these leaves here I cut out by hand just to give it a little bit more of a jungle aspect. And then I also went ahead and used my Tim Holtz Distress ink on them to give it that kind of little brown look on them. These stickers up here are a green glitter. These are chipboard ones. And this is this little stick here, the bird, this piece. So these little stickers here all came from the Disney Mickey Mouse Jungle Cruise pack. So I use that whole pack on here. And of course we have a bear over here who has to be in participation because the scrapbook can't have more attention than him. So just pet him for a moment while we admire the pages. Alright, so this is probably, like I said, one of my favorite layouts that I've ever done. I just really like how it turned out. Just really fun, really cute, and just really enjoy it. This is a wood chipboard. This is a wood veneer piece. It's hard to remember. I did this one so long ago. Alright, moving on. This next one is one that I'm still contemplating if I want to redo this one. This is the photos that I managed to put into this book. I have probably another couple hundred photos. So space in this book is really limited on so I had to really limit my photos that I chose to put in here. Now this layout, this double page layout, I had done before deciding on what photos I wanted to put in here because I was just excited to get these pictures printed and into an album. So I'm still deciding if I want to go ahead and knock this down to just one page or if I want to leave it at 2. So leave a comment down below what you think, in your opinion, I should do with this page. On this page, I just have some older paper that I had in my stash forever. And what I do for like jungle type of zoo spreads is I look for paper that is usually kind of more either distressed in shades of greens and browns and use those, and especially if it's kind of more of a simple background so it doesn't detach or take away from my photos. This piece over here is actually the excess of, I think, this photo, but it works really well for just filling in the space over here. Just something to keep in mind or consider, and then you cut up your photos if you want to fill in some space with a negative part of a photo that would have otherwise been thrown away. This page is probably more simple than some of my other ones, but I do still like how it turned out, but I just kind of feel like I could combine it into one and have another page to display something else. But there's that one. This one is my Matterhorn memories. When I was trying to figure out what to do with my Matterhorn photos, I did look on Pinterest for some inspiration, and this is what I ended up with. I do feel like I have some more snowflakes that I can add on here to add more silver glitter. I might go ahead and go back and do that. But for now, this is what I have. This honeycomb piece was a 12 by 12 piece that I had in my stash forever and ever and ever. I bought it at Tuesday morning. I think it was a jelly bean soup one. I don't remember. But I just went ahead and kind of cut part of it out to make it look like a mountain. And then this background piece is from one of the marble paper stack. Is it the marble one or I think it's the marble pack from Walmart. I forget the name of the brand. And then I just backed the top part of the mountain with white, or kind of like a off-white color to give it that look of snow. And then I just backed my photos in that same off-white color, and then these two I put together, and then I put black on the outsides just to bring it together. And I really like how that turned out. As you can see on my Matterhorn, I didn't have enough letters to spell it all out in uppercase or lowercase, so I did a combination. And I don't mind how that looks. I think it still gets the point across, and I think it still fits the layout. So for my stuff, I don't mind mixing upper and lowercase letters. It doesn't really bother me. Now, some people it might, but for me it doesn't. So that's how that one turned out. And I really like how this turned out. It's really cute. This next one over here is one of the older ones that I have. This one's also kind of that Jungle Cruise type of look. These 3 photos are from the queue of Jungle Cruise, and this is in the, what is that shop called? It's the one shop in Adventureland with Indiana Jones stuff. But anyways, we found Shrunken Ned, so I do have the little ticket that you put, I think, 50 cents in, and he spits out this little ticket with your fortune on it. So to go ahead and put that in here. That and this little banner piece do pull out if I ever wanted to in the future. This one is kind of simple, just using up some stuff that I had, like these little wood pieces that I stuck on here. And I do like how it turned out. I think it looks really good. Next, we have the Jolly Holiday Restaurant. This one kind of just used up a bunch of different things that I've had laying around. There's that white background again where I just cut off a little bit just to give it a border. I really like how those turn out when I do that on certain pages. Let's see, so I just have some washi. I have a thicker foam piece that I've been trying to use up. This little Minnie Mouse cupcake came from a Disney sticker pack that I got from Daiso a couple years ago. And I'm not sure where this little banner came from, but I do like the colors. I like how that one came together. This side is my Space Mountain page. My mom's probably going to kill me if she ever sees this video because she hates that photo of her. However, I really like the photos. I think it's a great memory, and I'm glad that I have them. So I went ahead and scrapped these. These pieces here are from the Say Cheese collection for Halloween, and I really like how this came out. I do have some teeny tiny little alphas here. I don't know where they came from. I purchased them used, and I had a whole bunch of them, so I finally decided to put them on here since they're that kind of bluish black glitter, and it just looks really pretty. And so at Halloween time, they have an overlay that goes over Space Mountain called Ghost Galaxy. And on this trip was our first ever trip riding Space Mountain as Ghost Galaxy. Probably not my most favorite version of Space Mountain. I wouldn't say that it's scary or anything, but it's just a lot more intense. But we did have a really good time, and I'm really glad that we have the memories. I'm glad that they're in the album now. And then I just have some little sequins here and some white enamel that came from that Heidi Swap pack again. Over here, I don't think you guys are able to tell, on this page I actually fussy cut the A for the Avengers and put them up on pop dots. You can tell when you flip the page, you can feel it. It doesn't give it too much of a visual difference, and then I backed it with white so that way when you do flip it, it doesn't show like whatever colors on the back of the page behind it, and it doesn't look weird. This one just came together really simple since it did already have this pretty bold bottom here, so I just backed my photos and then left it at that. I might go ahead and go back and put a title on here or something, but I do kind of like how simple it is compared to some of the other pages, especially since this page next to it is very busy. Since Tinkerbell is a little fairy and she's in the woods, and when you meet her, it's very whimsical and flowers and all that kind of stuff. I went with that theme. This background page is a Disney, I don't remember what line it's from. I think it might have been an open stock paper at one point. Had it in my stash forever and ever and ever. Finally decided to use it on this one. I really like how this turned out. And then this green piece is I think it's a 6x8, just a sheet that I used to kind of fill in some of the space and pull it together. And then these are, I think, are some Maggie Holmes pieces from one of the ephemera packs, and then I have some wood pieces on here, some little butterflies, some pearls, gems, and of course Tinkerbell herself. Probably one of my favorite pages that I've ever done, just because I love Tinkerbell. And then over here, I actually really like how this one came out. Sometimes I find that I have a lot of photos for one specific event, not even an event, but just like one specific thing of that event that I'm at. So like here I have, 6 photos that represent this show that no longer exists at California Adventure. This is the Aladdin Musical Spectacular show. It was absolutely amazing. Like, I wish that it was still there because it was so amazing. But I didn't really want to not use any of these photos. Like, this is the stage when you come in. This is the grand finale, and then they have Aladdin on the elephant coming through for Prince Ababa or Prince Ali, and then this is all the cast at the end, and of course Janie, who we absolutely adore. So I definitely didn't want to leave any of them out, and I really enjoy how this came out. So what I did was, this is part of a, what is it, DCWV Indian stack that I have. It has a lot of very vibrant, bold colors with gold foil on it, and I love that stack. It's so gorgeous. I originally bought it to use for some of my Renaissance Fair photos because it fits kind of in that theme. But this page in particular with the purple definitely stood out to me to use for Aladdin. So I went ahead and used some gold glitter washi, and then this is another piece of that Maggie Holmes that says a good story. And then I also have love up here on this side. I will probably go back and add on here the name of the show, just because I feel like it kind of needs a little something extra, but I am happy with how this turned out. These two photos here are matted in black while the rest are in white, and I like the contrast that it created. And then on this side, this one is basically all of our guide maps, tickets, receipts, our wristbands from the Halloween party, anything that we picked up and brought home paper-wise from our trip ended up in this page. So everything's easily accessible and can be pulled out. I made a huge belly band, well not a belly band, but I guess like a huge pocket with this orange piece. And then this piece here came from the Say Cheese collection. So these two pieces and these guys here all came from the Say Cheese Halloween collection. And I just made a little pocket here, so I just glued the 3 sides. So this is our hotel keys, and then these were our park tickets. This is the hotel that we stayed at for that trip. And then I just have some of the little coupon book that we received, the guide maps from the trip, and then some of the printables that I had to print out before we went for Costco membership, and just have printouts for our benefit, and then when we got to the hotel, you know, that kind of stuff. So all that's on this page. It is pretty simple, and I don't mind it being that way just because of what it serves a purpose, and I'm happy with it the way it is. Alright, so, and this one is probably another favorite. We got to meet Olaf on this trip after having a mishap on a ride. My mom's hat fell off, and it was just kind of a black spot on our vacation, and we were walking by and saw that Olaf was doing a greet, and Olaf is one of her favorite characters, so it's just kind of a memory that I'm glad that we were able to have, and it definitely turned around her day and made it so much better. So I wanted to go ahead and document that. And I really like how this turned out. This paper is from Recollections or DCWV, one of those hot buy paper pads from Michaels. One of the recent ones. I think it was that, I want to say it was one of the astrology ones that has stars and stuff on it. I don't remember the name of it. But I was having fun going through and using that, and I love how it looks like snow and it's holographic, and it's just perfect for Olaf. because of snow. This is a sticker pack that I had, and then I had some leftover little pieces. Here's some more of those glitter thickers, and just batted my photos with white, and then did some different types of light blue and white washi, and some little sequins as accents, and just really happy with how this page turned out. I really love it. It's super cute. And then we have this guy. This is, I believe, the day that we went to the Halloween party. So I wanted this to be a little bit more Halloween focused, since that was the purpose of us being there that year, was to go to the Halloween party. So this is some old open stock paper that I had, and then these little embellishments here are from the Say Cheese collection, as well as these little word chips. Just backed all my photos on black and then put them in, I don't know, would you call it a grid? I don't know what to call that exactly, but I like the shape when you have 2 horizontals and 2 verticals. It definitely like brings it together and looks uniform, which I really like. This page is probably my least favorite page in the album. It's one that I had done before trying to finish the album, so I'd done this like a year or 2 ago. It's not that it's bad, it's just kind of, I feel like it's lacking compared to some of the other pages in the book, so I might go ahead and redo this page at some point, but for now, this is what I have. I did go ahead and do that border again. This was from the Halloween party, so this is the castle during or before the fireworks. And then at the end of the night, they had the villains come out on the train station, so you can kind of see them here. And then we've got the Evil Queen and Maleficent. And this is one of the Scream parties in Tomorrowland, I believe. But this is kind of just like not my favorite of all my pages in here, but it's not horrible, so I'll leave it for now. Moving on, this is again from the Halloween party night. They had several characters out for meet and greets, which was always fun. This paper is an open stock paper, I believe, from Joann's that they had forever ago, and I bought it because I love Halloween and I love Disney, so I knew I would eventually use it. The only problem I have with some of these pages that are Disney related is they have like an image in one of the corners, and I find it really difficult to figure out how to put my photos on it, because normally, you know, you have a design on one corner and you have to kind of configure your photos in order to fit them on the page and make it work, or, you know, so I'm happy with how this one turned out with all things considered. I didn't really do a whole lot to this page, so I just backed my photo in black and white. And this one, because we have the princesses, I used a piece of pink sparkle washi. These little pieces here are from the Say Cheese collection, and that's pretty much all I did. And then I just added these little rhinestones here. And then this is my 2-page spread of Paint the Night and the Castle Fireworks from the other nights that were not the Halloween party. So during this trip was the 60th anniversary, so I have better photos than these ones that I need to reprint and go ahead and do these 2 pages. So those are the 2 pages that are not yet complete in this album. This one here is from Goofy's Kitchen, which is a character meal. So I wanted it to be a little bit Halloween-ish, but still like kind of fun and party-like. So this paper is from that Say Cheese Halloween line. This piece here is from the Say Cheese 1 line. And then all of these little trinkets and pieces here are a mixture, I believe. So the Say Cheese Halloween sticker set and ephemera pack has little treats and food on them. So that's where this little cup came from. I believe there's also like a pretzel and an ice cream cone, I want to say. These little cupcakes are from that Daiso Disney pack that I had that I used previously. And then I just backed my photos in this kind of bluish color, and then these two are in white. And then this one here is at the Disneyland Hotel Gardens. Just something cute, simple, compared to some of my other pages in here. And I really like how it turned out. I just put this piece on top of the cream piece to give it that border again, and then just have a piece of white. And then these three are from a My Mind's Eye, I want to say. I forget what the paper collection is called, but I had some of these left over. I used the previous ones on some of my Renaissance fair, since they're all like bright bold florals, and they will fit really well on those, and these are what I had left, so I wanted to use those up. Really happy with how this one came out. And then the last page that I have in this book is this one. Like I said, we were there for the 60th anniversary, as well as it being Halloween. So this specific page I decided to go ahead and make devoted to the 60th, since we had some castle photos that we took. So I have a cobalt or Dodger blue color page here with a metallic silver. Since this metallic silver was kind of hard to find and expensive, I did go ahead and gut it on the back, which you can't tell once you stick them together. These little pieces here are some wood veneers that I had left over that I went ahead and painted white. The same thing with this little wee banner flag here. And then I have some silver washi just to kind of tie them all together, some sequins, some white enamel, and I think that's all that's up there. And then I had this Celebrate piece from I think it was Snow and Cocoa. I think it was Snow and Cocoa. It's one of those sets that has the white and there's a gold that goes along with it, and I think it's the Snow and Cocoa words. So anyways, I had to Celebrate, and I thought that fit really well since Disneyland was celebrating their 60th. And that is everything from this trip that I have in this album so far. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye!